All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this because President Trump finally snapped, absolutely losing his mind. And he did get in contact with Alina Habba to make sure she was all right, because they said that it was a unhinged man that went crazy in Alina Habba's office. And not only that he went crazy, this man showed up with a bat, patiently waiting on Alina Habba. They said he had showed up to this building and security told him to go away, that he cannot see Alina Habba. I guess this guy got mad and came back with a baseball bat. I mean, and just straight destroy her office. And Lord knows, no telling what he would have tried to do, what he would have did to Alina Habba. If she was there, but they said everything is okay. Alina Habba is all right. But this is some scary stuff that this unhinged person showed up with a freaking baseball bat. And Pam Bundy them did come out and say some things about this, that they're going to catch that individual who did that. We're going to break all of this right here down. Not only that, President Trump goes off on the Democrats again, because they still want to talk about this Jeffrey Epstein situation, this hoax. He already done put out a lot of stuff, and they still trying to, put this Epstein thing on President Trump when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was in office for 4 years, and they didn't say anything about Epstein. And all of a sudden now they act like they care about the victims when they really don't. Only thing they care about is trying to, do this to President Trump, trying to smear him. That's all they're trying to do, just trying to smear President Trump. That's what they're trying to do. And not only that, Senator Kennedy goes off on these Democrats because they look like they planning to shut the government down again. So he's saying if y'all going to do that, y'all won't get paid either. So he's trying to pass that and even more that we got to cover. So please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that's been showing so much support, and shout out to the one that always watches the entire video. And let me know in the comment section that you did stay to the end of this video. It definitely helps get President Trump's message out there. So please let me know that you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch the entire video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this. So you can see right here by TMZ, say Alina Habba say unhinged man goes crazy in her office after showing up with a baseball bat. And then, as y'all can see right here, it say a man reportedly showed up at acting U.S. attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba's office in Newark with a baseball bat Wednesday. He attempted to enter the federal building, but was turned away by security, according to CNN. The identified man returned later without the bat and was let into the building by security officers. He went to Habba's office and entered a waiting room. So he was sitting here waiting, trying to plot what he was going to do to Alina Habba. Like, this is some scary stuff, man. This stuff right here just has to freaking stop. They said he was denied a meeting with Habba. CNN reports when he was turned away, the man went crazy and proceeded to smash various pieces of property before he left the building. Although he's still on the loose, the FBI reportedly knows what the man looks like, according to the New York Times. Then you see right here, got Alina Habba. Donald Trump said U.S. Attorney General Pam Bundy posted about the incident on her official X account Thursday and confirmed Habba wasn't hurt. This is unfortunately becoming a trend as radicals continue to attack law enforcement agents around the country, Bundy wrote. The federal building also houses a federal immigration court, an immigration and custom enforcement field office, a citizenship and immigration services office, and a social security office, according to the New York Times. And they just go to show you how crazy this person is. I mean, this stuff right here just has to freaking stop. So prayers go out to Alina Habba. Thank God she ain't hurt, but this man showing up, with a baseball bat, tearing up stuff in her office with the baseball bat, and he was intended to do something to Alina Habba. So why would you show up with a freaking baseball bat? So, and then you see right here, it's by the Red Wave Press. It's a shocking Attorney General Pam Bundy reveals law enforcement has identified the man that had a baseball bat and was pacing outside of New Jersey U.S. Attorney Alina Habba's office waiting for her on a Wednesday night. So check out what Pam Bundy had to say right here.
We know who did this to Alina Habba. I saw the video. It's chilling. This guy had a full-size baseball bat pacing like a caged animal in front of her office. Then ultimately he gets up to her office without the bat, but manages to tear apart the front office And mark my words, he will be in jail and he will be prosecuted. What they've done to Stephen and Katie, we found that person. That person is now charged in the Middle District of Florida.
Wow. Pacing back and forth on a Wednesday night with a baseball bat and intended to try to hurt Alina Habba. And all of this is coming from the left. But yet you listen to the Democrats, they'll be like, oh, it's both sides, it's both sides. You don't see Republicans doing this. You don't see Republicans doing anything like this. Let this right here would have happened, that somebody was standing outside Hakeem Jeffries, office or someone with a baseball bat. What do you think the first thing the Democrats gonna do that morning? They're gonna run the scene in. Oh, that was a MAGA supporter. That was a Donald Trump supporter. That was pacing back and forth with a baseball bat, listening to Donald Trump's rhetoric. Look what he's doing. That's exactly what they will be saying right now. We all know that. That's exactly what the Democrats will be saying right now. All the violence and the threats, the shooting, everything is coming from the left. None of that is coming from the right. So you can see right here, it say Attorney General Pamela reveals an individual attempted to confront New Jersey U.S. Attorney Alina Habba at her office. The individual destroyed property in her office and then fled the scene. So AG Pam Bundy said any violence of threats or violence against any federal officer would not be tolerated, period. This is unfortunately becoming a trend as radicals continue to attack law enforcement agents around the country. And of course, she said, we will find the person and the individual will be brought to justice. And then FBI Director Kash Patel said the FBI will lead the hunt against all who threaten our brave public service like U.S. Attorney Alina Habba. Zero tolerance for these acts of violence.
Breaking this hour, Fox News alert, the Justice Department is seeking a suspect in an attack against U.S. Attorney Alina Habba's office last night. Attorney General Pam Bondi posting the following on X. An individual attempted to confront one of our U.S. attorneys, destroyed property in her office, and then fled the scene. Thankfully, Alina is okay. Any violence or threats of violence against any federal officer will not be tolerated, period. This is unfortunately becoming a trend as radicals continue to attack law enforcement agents around the country.
Just absolutely insane, man. So like I say, everybody is talking about this right now. And like I said, it just has to come to an end now. Let's turn the tables for a second, because now President Trump is just sick of these Democrats. Because if we notice, President Trump been doing a lot of winning. I mean, stopping wars, peace deals, just you name it. He's been winning, and they are trying to find a way to stop him. So now the Democrats' new thing is, of course, they just had the government shut down. What did they do? Shut it down for about 40 days and then ran a campaign saying, oh, it was President Trump. President Trump is the one that shut it down. But yet they the one who did it because they wanted $1.5 trillion and free healthcare for illegal aliens. And President Trump was not finna do that. So now they want to throw this Epstein situation right back up in the air when they had 4 freaking years. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was in office for 4 years. Not one time did they say anything about Epstein. Nothing. And not only that, before we get to this, check out what Stephen A. Smith said about his own party and the Democrats, because he said the same thing I'm saying now. Y'all had 4 years to talk about the Epstein list. Y'all could have released whatever y'all wanted. Y'all had power and did nothing. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration. You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then? What am I missing? I'm not saying I know. It's a legitimate question. Maybe I don't remember the answer. Maybe my extraordinary producers should be able to help me during the commercial break. But from my understanding, the same files that were open or being open now with the 220 pages of documents or whatever it is, with various emails, that could have been done when Biden was in office. Well, why didn't you do it? If it's so important now. What were the Democrats doing at that particular moment in time? This is the kind of stuff that smells. Because my attitude is just deducing how much they despise Trump is if there was some real bona fide dirt on him, since you went after him with the 34 felony convictions, which essentially was deduced to him paying hush money to Stormy Daniels, a star, just so she wouldn't reveal their happenings with one another leading up to the election in 2016. Okay? If you had something like that you were willing to parade him through the streets with, of course, if you had something on him about Epstein, you'd have let it go earlier to make sure he didn't become the 47th president. That's just my thinking from a logical perspective. But what do I know?
And that right there shows you everything you need to know. So look at this right here, because President Trump just went off. So by Eric Dawes said, holy crap. President Trump orders the DOJ and FBI to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's relationship and involvement with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan, Chase, and many other people and institutions. Now, we'll read it in its entirety of what President Trump said. He said now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from their disastrous shutdown and all of their other failures, I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice together with our great patriots at the FBI to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, JP Morgan, Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. This is another Russia scam with all arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned. President Trump is exactly right. So they want to keep trying to throw President Trump in here and smear him, but yet they won't talk about Bill Clinton. This man had a picture of Bill Clinton on his wall in a dress. Think about if he had a picture of President Trump in a dress on his wall. That's all the Democrats would be talking about. But they don't want to talk about Bill Clinton going to the island over 28 times, and he got a picture of himself on a wall in a dress, and they just looking over that. They just got to find a way to try to smear President Trump, and he did nothing wrong. He didn't go there. He already said that. So it don't make any sense. So here go Eric Dawes again, because here go President Trump. It said that President Trump said the Democrats are doing everything in their withering powers to push the Epstein hoax again. Despite the DOJ releasing 50,000 pages of documents in order to deflect from all of their bad policies and losses, especially the shutdown embarrassment, where their party is in total disarray and has no idea what to do, some weak Republicans have fallen into their clutches because they are soft and foolish. Epstein was a Democrat, and he is the Democrats' problem, not the Republican problem. Ask Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, Larry Summers about Epstein. They know all about him. Don't waste your time with Trump. I have a country to run. That's exactly what President Trump said. So President Trump, he just said, hey, if y'all want to sit over there on CNN and MSDNC, ABC, CBS and talk about Epstein, do it all you want. But as soon as you sit up here and try to smear me with lies, I'm going to sue you. So have fun with that. Because like I said, they don't really care. I want everybody who watching this to just listen to what I'm saying. Like I just repeated, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was in office for 4 freaking years. Not one time did they mention anything about Epstein. They didn't release anything. You don't think they would have released something if President Trump had something to do with Epstein? You don't think they would have released that right before the election to try to win? Because they knew it was nothing in there about him. Now, all of a sudden, they act like they care about the victims when they really don't. The Democrats just want power. That's all they want. Whatever it takes, that's what they're going to do. They shut the government down just to try to get a communist to win in New York. Zoram Scam Dunny. So now they done moved off that since they done got Scam Dunny as mayor. Now they want to move, let's go back to Epstein. Like, these people are freaking foolish, man. It just don't make any sense. And check out what Terrence K. Williams said. He said Epstein was banned from every Trump property decades ago. They were not friends. If the Democrats knew he was on the list, which he's trying to say President Trump, if the Democrat knew President Trump was on the list, then why wait till after the 2024 election to bring it up? Something is not adding up. I don't trust them. Salute to Terrence K. Williams, man. By the way, I think Terrence K. Williams went to the White House down where President Trump was at. So salute to Terrence K. Williams right here. He said that if you told childhood me that one day I'll be standing in the White House, I wouldn't have believed you. So salute to Terrence K. Williams, man. So you can see him at the White House, look like he's doing the Trump dance. So salute to Terrence, man. And then this is another thing right here. Nick Sorter said, breaking, the official X account of the Democrat Party has deleted their post claiming President Trump spent Thanksgiving with Jeffrey Epstein in 2017. This is what they doing. Now they deleted it because they knew it was a lie. Then the BBC got caught editing President Trump's footage about January 6th. And they admitted it. They said, yeah, we edited it and lied. This is exactly what they doing. They trying to lie like they always do. And then he said, he was literally the president, dumb ace. You don't think someone would have noticed? Trump should bankrupt the DNC for this. So now they removed it because they knew it was all a lie. It's all about trying to smear this man. Just absolutely unbelievable, man. But I do want to get to this right here because Senator John Kennedy went off on the Democrats because, of course, with the government shutdown and stuff like that. So if they planned on shutting the government down again, Senator John Kennedy said, you know what, why not try to pass a bill that if they shut the government down again, then Congress don't get paid, which means Dollar Store Barack Obama, Hakeem Jeffries, AOC, Chuck Schumer, none of them would get paid if they shut the government down again. That's what he's trying to do. So you see by Eric Daugherty say breaking, Senator John Kennedy is pushing to ban members of Congress from being paid during a government shutdown to help ensure this never happens again.
Look, if you want to stop shutdowns and prevent future ones, here's what you need to do. Number one, you need to provide that members of Congress can't be paid during a shutdown. Number two, you have to provide that members of Congress cannot have to stay within 100 miles of Washington, D.C. during a shutdown. They can't go home. If you do that, the shutdowns, if you have any, will be very short. Now, I can't pass the second provision, but I think I can pass the provision saying that none of us can be paid during a shutdown. I didn't take my salary during the shutdown. I'm not putting down anybody who did. That's not the point. The point is to stop these things in the future. And I begged the Senate Republican leadership to let me offer an amendment to the shutdown, open up the government bill, and they wouldn't do it, providing that senators can't be paid during the shutdown. And they wouldn't let me bring it up. But I'm going to continue, and I think I'm going to have a vote in a couple of weeks. I just think there ought to be one rule for everybody, Will, and I think there ought to be shared sacrifice. And it was embarrassing for me to have to walk by folks in the military and the Capitol Police, and I didn't see any air traffic controllers, but if I had, it would have been embarrassing to walk by them when I'm getting paid, and they're not. It's just not right.
It makes eminent sense, Senator. Do you think it would carry with it that big power of incentive? Do you think it would limit government shutdowns? So whoever's voting for a continued government shutdown would be severely, and I don't know who we could use as a proxy or as an example or as an illustration, but whoever that might be, we could call it Senator Schumer. Not getting that paycheck would really introduce pain and change incentive for Senator Schumer?
I do think it would help. If you really wanted to stop future shutdowns, as I said.
Yeah, I mean, that's a smart move. So now if y'all decide to shut it down, then y'all won't get paid. See, Hakeem Jeffries them and Chuck Schumer, they didn't care about the government being shut down because they were still getting their paychecks. So they didn't care. So if Senator Kennedy, if they can pass this, that right there would be like, oh, okay, if we shut it down, then we don't get paid. Then they'll really have to think, because more than likely they not going to do that because they want to get paid.
You would stop members of Congress being paid, but you would also say, you have to stay in Washington. You can't go home, man. You got to stay here. That would be a real incentive. But I can't pass that. I mean, I just know I can't. I can't get that past the Senate. I know I couldn't get it past the House. But if we did, it would stop a lot of these shutdowns.
So salute to Senator Kennedy. But he did say something else. Said, so too, John Kennedy with a major mic drop moment. He said, pretty much talking about this Obamacare and stuff like that not working. I want y'all to check this out as well.
I'll say if we learned anything through this intergalactic freak show shutdown, we learned that Obamacare is not working. We were promised if we did it, premiums would go down and insurance would be more accessible. It's been neither. We were promised our lives would be better. Our lives are worse. We need to fix it. Just extending the status quo is like putting fresh paint on rotten wood. Now, how are we going to fix it? Well, we're going to vote on revising Obamacare exchanges here before Christmas. We need to put together a proposal that looks like somebody designed it on purpose.
There you go. Salute to Senator John Kennedy, man. Salute to him. And another thing, salute to Tom Homan, man. Tom Homan is like he's a tough guy, man. Like, he don't care about the threats that he always get and stuff like that. When this man say he's going to do something, you better believe he's going to do it. So this right here just made every leftist in America mad. And let me tell you the reason why. So if you can see right here, it say that Border Czar Tom Homan just sent shivers down the spine of every leftist in America. Pretty much saying that border agents are being hired monthly to reach a total of 10,000+, and they're going to blue cities. That right there is not what Democrats want to hear, but listen to what I often say President Trump, but what Tom Homan said.
We'll verify where we're going. We're going to a lot of cities, but, I want to make one thing clear, though. ICE Director Todd Lyons, he oversees interior enforcement operations. Border Patrol is doing a great job with us. I mean, bottom line is, as you know, well, the last 4 years, ICE has spent thousands of people down on the border to help the Border Patrol when they were overwhelmed. Now the border is the most secure border in history of this nation because of President Trump. Now we need their help because 10.5 million illegal aliens came to the border under President Biden. But add that to the 15 million already here. So again, Border Patrol is helping ICE interior and numerous cities, more cities to come. And as we hire the 10,000 new agents, they come online every month. You're going to see more operations in more major cities, mainly sanctuary cities, because that's where our biggest problem is, because public safety threats are released every day, and we know it. So you're going to see a lot more of this coming in most major cities across the nation.
Help me understand really quickly.
And salute to Tom Homan, man. But he was right there because I think, like, you can see where it say Tom Homan fires back at Catholic bishops opposing his mass deportations. It's always seemed like somebody got something to say about it. And here's the thing right here. It seems like people say this stuff until it happened to their family. When you got illegal aliens out here doing what they doing, attacking families and stuff like that, and you got President Trump who ran on saying that he's going to close the border, he's going to send these illegal aliens back. This man ran on that, and he's sticking to everything that he said during his campaign run. And you got people that sitting here mad because illegals getting sent back. Pretty much it's the left, because the Democrats want these illegals to be able to vote for them. And if President Trump is sending them back to their country, then they can't vote for them. That's why the Democrats are so freaking mad, because why would you need illegals to vote for you? If you say you support the American people, then support the American people. So they get in videos saying that we support the American people. We want, the American people to have health care. We want this for the American people, but really they want it for the illegal aliens, which don't make no sense at all. But I want y'all to check out Tom Homan fired back at the Catholic bishops that was opposing his mass deportations.
This week, the Catholic bishops sent out a special message. They said they get the country.
Let me see if I can get a better one, because there's a lot of noise and stuff right there. So there's another one right here, I think, where he was firing back at the Catholics right here.
Secure borders saves lives. I wish the Catholic Church would understand that. We have the right to secure our borders like they have the right to secure their facility. You can't take their facility without the arrest. As a matter of fact, the penalties entering their facilities are much worse than ours. So, we're going to force the law, and by doing that, we're saving a lot of lives. Secure borders saves lives. And one of the reasons no one talks about why we have the most secure border in the history of this nation is because exactly what ICE is doing. ICE is sending a message to the whole world: don't give your life savings and come to the country, because you're not going to be released. You're not going to cross the border, you're going to be prosecuted. So the Catholic Church is wrong. I'm sorry. I'm a lifelong Catholic. I'm saying it as not only a borders, I'll say it as a Catholic. I think they need to spend time fixing the Catholic Church, in my opinion. Secure borders.
Oh, boy. So salute to Tom Homie, man. Salute to Tom Homie. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. I will keep y'all up to date as more information comes out. Once again, prayers to President Trump. Prayers to Alina Habba. If anything else come out about Alina Habba, I will let y'all know. But with this guy pacing back and forth with a freaking baseball bat, then destroying her office, it's like he was ready to do something to Alina Habba if she showed up. But they said she's in good faith. She's doing fine. But this right here was just another attack that was planned on towards Alina Habba, man. And this is crazy. So, like I said, even salute to President Trump for reaching out to Alina Habba. Of course, he snapped. He's pissed off about this. And, of course, you know, you don't see the Democrats saying, oh, we got to stop this. We got to stop this. They don't say anything. They want this stuff to happen. This is what they want. They want violence. So, like I said, thank you all for watching, especially ones that made it to the end. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.